It was a roller coaster of emotions. COVID itself coming into 2021 was tired. We were fatigued from COVID. In June, we started our unmarked graves search. And at the end of June, we told our story. Our emotions were very high. Triggering happened. And then the Prime Minister and Premier visited Cowessess in July. And we signed the first inaugural in this country child welfare agreement, giving us full jurisdiction. And COVID is still going on today. The world knows more about Cowessess now than it did before June. So a roller coaster of emotions, both really good, some triggering, and we are healing.
Cowessess reclaimed its inherent right to look after its own children, signing the big agreement with the federal and provincial government. Take me back to that day. What was that signing like for you?
So Prime Minister called me personally, and it was on a Saturday. I was camping with my family in Cypress Hills. He said, Chief, I want to come to Cowessess on Tuesday to sign the coordination agreement with you and your nation. I was like, Prime Minister, can you come on Thursday? Because we were camping till Wednesday. And so, he, being the Prime Minister, he said, my communications, will get back to you. I don't know what my schedule looks like, that far ahead. And so communications got back and said, Chief, he can only come Tuesday. And I was like, yeah, I know. I just wanted to ask him if he could. So then I said, yes. I was like, Tuesday it is. And this was like on Friday, Saturday. Like it was literally 4 days before. I then called the Premier, Premier Scott Moe, and I said, Premier, please can you come to Cowessess on Tuesday? We're going to sign. Chief, he's like, I told you we stand beside you. So let's do something. So that was it. And then from there, the entire Prime Minister's team showed up the day after, and we were sitting in this exact room planning. And we said as Cowessess, it's our day, we're planning it. And we said we are going to make this about culture, about pride, about truth, and a little bit of sadness and the reality. And we planned the entire day Cowessess, and the Prime Minister's office, the Premier's office, were all game with it. And so the morning that it was to start, we understood that the Prime Minister was going to get here at this time, and we worked around his schedule because he was flying into Yorkton, Saskatchewan, which was a little ways away. Premier showed up. We said, Premier, meet us at the Cowessess band office before we go to the Powell Arbor. So he came, we did the council and the Premier, got our picture, talked a little bit. Premier went to the Arbor. Prime Minister showed up, we did our protocol, greeted the council in the respective leadership. We went to the Arbor. That afternoon at the Arbor is a day I will cherish for a long time. I actually watched the CPAC YouTube video a week ago just to reminisce my mind at how beautiful it was. The laughter, the Indigenous humor, the Indigenous dance, the Indigenous drum, the pride of Cowessess, and to have two leaders in this country come and sit with us and sign an agreement asserting that Cowessess has full control over the destiny of our children and families who require investment in intergenerational trauma. It was a day to remember for this First Nation. We then went down to the gravesite, and I have a beautiful picture that is not public, and I want to share it. Of someone took a picture of Prime Minister, Premier, and I walking in the gravesite, and they took it right behind us, so you just see the backs of us, and just the three of us walking shoulder to shoulder in the area of unmarked graves is a picture that I cherish today, because it reminds me as a chief that Cowessess is not in this alone. Some criticized that it was a photo op. Some criticized that more should have been done that day. But as one chief who had a private moment with the Premier and Prime Minister and gave them a moment to have a reflection, I seen truth come out in how they could have seen it from TV, but they came and they walked it and they seen it. And they got to hear from survivors. They had an agenda. We went way over agenda, just so survivors can talk to them. And when they left, I really felt a difference in the growth of survivors of the Maryville Residential School that were able to come that day that they got their voices heard, and we are seeing action today. So it was a beautiful day.